أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي صدق الله العلي العظيم رب صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Brothers and sisters in Islam, respected scholar Sheikh Kamil Wahbi, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm very pleased to be with you again for the third lecture I'm due to deliver, inshallah, in this series of Muharram talks that we have been sharing with our brothers. And tonight, my brothers and sisters, inshallah, the topic is dimensions of Karbala, Satan and the loss of self-respect. Tonight, we are going to talk about Shaitan, the avowed enemy of humanity. Adu Allah wa aduwakum. Shaitan, Iblis. Now, the story of Shaitan is that not only did he arrogantly and stubbornly refuse to recognize God's Khalifa. If you read Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter 2 of the Quran, in 4 verses, from verses 30 to 34, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala captures the entire story of good versus evil. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala versus Shaitan. The Khalifa of Allah versus the anti-Khalifa forces. So, in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informs us that Shaitan blames Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the position he's in. He blames God for his pathetic position as an outcast regime. And from this position of humiliation, of madalla, and degradation, and outcast, ma'zul, Shaitan declares that he's going to have one last ditch attempt to mislead humanity and to destroy the Khalifa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Karbala is Shaitan's brazen attempt to destroy God's Khalifa. This is Karbala. It is Shaitan's brazen attempt. Brazen, and in Arabic we'd say shameless, balahaya, brazen. This is the aim of Shaitan, to destroy the Khalifatullah ala al-ard, which is Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. He is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's representative. He is his wali. He is the Khalifa. And Shaitan represents the anti-Khalifa force, the anti-human force, the force of evil. In Christianity, they might say the Antichrist or the Dajjal. He represents the Dajjal system, the Shaitan system. So, from this perspective, Karbala is the dividing line between Hizbullah and Hizbul Shaitan. It couldn't be any clearer. On one side there is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his Khalifa and his wali. And on the other side there is Shaitan, Iblis and his army of jinns and humans. This is why anyone who dares to say Yazid radiyallahu anhu, astaghfirullah, or Muawiyah radiyallahu anhu, we have to say, my brother, be careful. What are you saying? Imam Hussein alayhi salam is the red line. We say khat ahmar. You're either with Hussein and with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or you're with shaitan. There is no in between. بنقول بالعربي بلا لعب. يزيد رضي الله عنه معاوية رضي الله عنه ما عادش تمشي هذه الأيام. You are either with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or you're represented by Imam Hussein, or you're with shaitan. And the people are waking up now. The Amma of the Muslims are waking up. What do you mean, Yazid radiallahu anhu? Dr. Zakir Naik? What do you mean, Muawiyah radiallahu anhu? What do you mean? You can fool people some of the time, but you can't fool people all of the time. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who chose his Khalifa. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who chose Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alih, and he chose his Ahlul Bayt, his family, who he purified. So really the position of the Shia of Ali is not controversial. This is the Prophet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose. This is his purified household, and we are ordered to follow them. What's controversial about that, O Muslim nation? Where's the controversy? It is evident as sunlight, as the day of sunlight is evident in the darkness of night. It's so clear. It's not complicated. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chooses. You don't choose. Allah chooses. So, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to have karama, izzah, karamat al-nafs, self-respect. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informs us in the Quran from the lips of Rasulullah al-Khatim sallallahu alayhi wa alihi. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ وحملناهم في البر والبحر ورزقناهم من الطيبات وفضلناهم على كثير ممن خلقنا تفضيلا. Allah says to you and me, I have honored you, O humankind, O sons of Adam alayhi salam, and I've carried you by land and sea, and I've given you tayyibat and good things, and I have raised your status above all of creation. In contrast, shaitan wants to rob you of your self-respect. Shaitan, who was envious of the Khalifatullah, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him ilm, knowledge, and from his divine knowledge, he said, bow down to Adam. Shaitan did not like that. So, shaitan's role here is to humiliate the human being, is to rob you of self-respect. And this is exactly the position that Yazid la'anahullah sought to put Imam al-Hussein, our third holy Imam, in, which was impossible. Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam was the embodiment of karama, of sharaf. He is, as Shaykh Kamil said to us, he's from the aslab al-mutahhara wal-arham al-mutahhara, from the purified loins and wombs of Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali. So Yazid, who represents shaitan, is in a pathetic attempt wanting Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, who represents Allah, to give him his allegiance, his bay'ah, which would be equivalent to the Imam losing respect, essentially humiliating himself, which is an impossibility for the son of Rasulullah, for the son of Fatima al-Zahra, for the son of Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. Now when it comes to you and me, brothers and sisters, shaitan's main weapon And his main aim is he wants us to lose our self-respect. You notice we had this pandemic that went on for about 2.5 years. And when you hear people say about what was the worst part of that, it's not that they lost money, the business closed. You know what it is? They say, you know what, we were forced to do something, and we all know what that thing is, that we really, many of us did not want to do. And it cost us our self-respect. Right? That's something very valuable to a human. Karama. That cost me my self-respect. That's difficult. That's shaitan. He wants your self-respect. He wants you to humiliate yourself. And sin, ma'asiyah, going against the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is nothing more than the process of a human losing respect for themselves. Umar ibn Sa'd, la'anahullah, we see in him the example of the gradual loss of self-respect. Initially, he tried to avoid the massacre. He wrote letters and he wanted a way out, but he was offered a kingdom known as the Kingdom of Ray. And in the end it was said to him, look, you want this? You have to basically murder the grandson of Rasulullah. And he chose that. He lost his self-respect. He humiliated himself. And this is what Imam Hussein alayhi salam, in speech after speech, is telling his enemies. He's not telling them, please don't kill me. He's saying, do you know what you're doing? Do you know the humiliation you are going to visit upon yourself for eternity? Do you realize what you're doing? This is your Imam. This is the man that we cannot measure by normal human consciousness. He is empathizing, he is sad for his killers, saying to them, do you realize what you're about to do? You are about to sign an eternal death warrant, an eternal warrant of damnation. Hell is no joke. So shaitan is the ultimate trickster. And the likes of Umar ibn Sa'd were tricked. Do you know, my brothers and sisters, that all of those who participated in the killing of our third holy Imam, Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wassalam, did not enjoy the dunya that they were offered? Do you know that? They were killed, they were hunted down, they were murdered. Their conscience could not allow them to enjoy it. All of them. None of them enjoyed what they were offered. They were tricked by shaitan. They lost their self-respect. They murdered Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, Khalifatullah al-ard, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's Khalifa. And that's what distinguishes you as a Shia of Ali. We do not believe that Imam al-Hussein was just a good man, a righteous man, a member of Ahlul Bayt. No, he was Khalifatullah al-ard. What a crime. He was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's wali. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him guardianship over heaven and earth. You Satanists, you evil people. So self-respect is the price shaitan extracts from you and me when we disobey Allah, when we sin. And if we keep sinning, we eventually even lose connection with ourselves. Allah says, وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ نَسُوا اللَّهَ فَأَنْسَاهُمْ أَنفُسَهُمْ أولئك هم الفاسقون. Do not be like those who forget God, so God causes them to forget their own souls.
They are the rebellious ones. Imam Ali alayhi salam says, من كرمت عليه نفسه لم يهنها بالمعصية. If you respect yourself, you will not disrespect it by disobeying Allah. You will respect yourself. These places that I go to, I shouldn't go to them. I'm losing respect for myself. These messages I'm sending pictures and messages and letting someone take advantage of me. Girls messaging boys, letting a boy use you as a entertainment. You're losing your self-respect. Our young brothers going on to pages they should not be going on to, bad pictures and videos, losing your self-respect, humiliating yourself, losing your dignity, losing your masculinity. Even if you want to be confident and get married or be attractive, you've lost it. You've seen so much garbage. Your masculinity is gone. You can't even look at a girl in the eyes. You're so timid. All the garbage you're watching. This is the price Shaitan wants. He wants your self-respect. Sisters, he wants your self-respect. Messaging boys and doing this. I'm not saying it from purely a moralistic perspective. Look what you're losing. And this is becoming an issue in our community. Texting and pictures and this and that. In the end, you're blackmailed, you're guilty, your heart gets destroyed. You can't even bond properly in a relationship. Shaitan says, this is what I wanted. I've got your self-respect. I've got you now. I've got you. The young woman, and I'm not picking on the young ladies, the brothers also, but the young lady loses hours and days and months and sometimes years of her life thinking about this person, this boy that wasted all her time. She might even be married and still that trauma is still with her. It's not worth it, my sisters. It's not worth it, my brothers. Wallahi, you're better than that. So, if you look at everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prohibited, it's not because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't want you to be, have fun, enjoy relationships, enjoy life. I want you to think of it this way, my brothers and sisters. The cheap thrills, the cheap high, the cheap pleasures Shaitan gives you, I want you to consider this as like rotten meat. Right? And what Allah has for you is beautiful, fresh food, fresh produce, halalan, tayyiban. What Shaitan has to offer is like a stinking corpse with fleas and flies around it. But when do you realize it's a stinking corpse? After you've sinned, and then you feel guilty. They say, oh my God, he got me. Now I see. Now I see. So I would say to you, as someone that has been studying psychology now for 21 years and been practicing for 16 years, the greatest protection a human has against ma'asiyat Allah is remembering, when I do that, I lose self-respect. I don't respect myself anymore. And brothers and sisters, if you want to be attractive to the opposite gender, those of you that want to get married, you know what is the most attractive quality in a young man? To the ladies? A man that respects himself. Wow, he prays on time. He's got a vision. He's got a purpose. He doesn't act like an idiot. Not scrolling all day. He's not following all these idiots, all these foolish people. Man, self-respect. You're going to stand out. Same for you, sisters. your self-respect, emulating Lady Fatima alayhi salam, being graceful, being feminine, you will stand out to a high quality man. Don't let shaitan deceive you that it's a race to the bottom of the barrel. Because you know at the bottom we're all competing for the same scraps, right? Instagram and messaging, and then what is this? You're in the Afwan, it's the sewer trap of society. If you're the Shia of Ali, and you truly hold on to the wilayah of Amir al-Mu'mineen, you say, I don't do that. That's not my identity. Hayhat min nadillah, never to humiliation. How can I, as the Shia of Ali, alayhi salatu wassalam, be engaging in acts and behaviors where I humiliate myself? So if you have been humiliating yourself, make a declaration. Make a declaration, no more. This messaging stops. Block. Oh, I have to explain and done. Make an executive decision. I'm done. These websites, I'm going to come up with a plan. I know it's not as easy. It's difficult. Shaitan gets you with these things, but you make a plan. You say, done. I'm done. I'm done losing my self-respect. It starts with an internal decision. Qarar dakhili. No. This is the decision Imam Hussein made. No. No. I will not submit. So my brothers and sisters, my aim tonight is not to make you feel guilty or to feel bad. And my aim isn't to get the parents when they get home to say, see what the brother said? You know, for you to start guilt-tripping your kids. Please don't do that. The aim, wallahi, is to uplift you, to motivate you, to say, man, we're better than that. I'm better than that. You know, when someone loses weight, when someone transforms, what happens? They look in the mirror, they say, I'm better than that. That's not the real me. And then 3 weeks later, 3 months later, 6 months later, say, wow, you know, what happened, man? You had an inner vision. You had hope. You had faith. And let me tell you, brothers and sisters, I want to share something very exciting with you. Maybe it's a bit controversial. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. We finished from the papers now, so I can talk freely. Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, al-Hujjah al-Qa'im, is now actively recruiting. The active recruitment phase has begun. And you know who he's looking for? He's looking for the brothers and sisters that have given up on themselves. He's not interested in the people that think they're perfect and the hawzas and the semen. He's not interested in them. He's interested in you and me who think, you know what, I'm a write-off. You know why he's interested in you and me? Because if we work in cooperation with him and with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we experience the miracle of the transformation, we will be part of his army, inshallah. He is actively recruiting. You better believe it. And he's interested in those of you who have written themselves off, who feel hopeless, who aren't given messages of hope, who are just told that you're bad and you should feel guilty. This is not my message. My message is a positive one. You can transform. Whatever rust has accumulated on the heart, my heart too, I'm human. Don't look at me as some angel. I'm a normal human. But that rust that has accumulated, it can be shed and the heart is polished. You are transformed. This is the whole purpose of being a follower of Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam, these purified light, these purified souls who achieve perfection in their human expression. So brothers and sisters, my message is one of hope, of amal, not of hopelessness, of ya'as. Hope. There is an active recruitment process. You notice that there's big changes happening in the world, in the community, in the centers, in the ummah. People are waking up. We are in a very exciting time in human history. It's not an accident that you were born during this time and that you are a Shia of Ali. Take the fursa, take the opportunity. You know how we say, I'll end on this, how we say, Ya laytana kunna ma'akum fanafuza wallahi fawzan azima. We wish we were with you, we would have achieved a great victory. You have the opportunity now. You have the opportunity now. So the game plan, and tomorrow we'll go into practical details, but the first step is have the identity of self-respect as a Shia of Ali and start to say, no more. Start to change your inner language. Say, I don't do that anymore. This is the most powerful aspect of human psychology, your hawiyya. I started with that last week. Your identity. When you say, I don't do that anymore, that's not me. I don't eat that anymore. I don't watch that anymore. I don't do that anymore. I do this instead. Change your identity. Because if you change your identity, which is based on how you talk to yourself, then your behavior changes, your emotions change, your environment changes. You have to start at the top of the pyramid, identity, the hawiyya. I look forward to being with you tomorrow night, inshallah, where we will go into more practical details from tonight's talk. Thank you so much, my brothers and sisters. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.